This roll recipe was given to me over 25 years ago. I have added my touch to it. Please read the entire recipe before starting. Place 4 1/2 teaspoons of Fleischmann's active dry yeast in 1/2 cup of warm water. Place on warm oven and let rise. Add 3/4 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, 3 eggs, 1 cup of scalded milk, 2 cups of cold water, and add the yeast mixture. I do not add the 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I do not add the salt because the salt is in the butter. 7 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. Mix ingredients in the order as listed above. Mix with mixer until dough becomes stiff. Then fold the rest of the flour in with a large spoon. Wet a clean dish towel and place over the batter. Place in the refrigerator 2 to 3 hours or overnight. Set oven to 500 degrees. This is me. You can do 375 to 400. Roll out dough onto lightly floured parchment paper. Cut with biscuit cutter, glass, or cup. Place in a greased pan. Place on the stove and let rise until they rise to a nice amount. Bake at 350 until brown. In between rising, I usually brush butter on top. Good morning, this is Classy's Corner, and today we are going to make refrigerator rolls. This roll recipe was given to me 25 years ago from a very good friend of mine. She's no longer with us, but she gave me this recipe and I have been using it ever since. I think it was the early 90s, the mid 90s that I got it from her. We're gonna try to make, well, we're going to make these rolls. We're not gonna try, we're going to make these rolls. And I'm gonna share the recipe with you. I will have it on my film, and you'll be able to see the recipe from beginning to end. And this recipe is also a sweet dough. You could make donuts, beignets, elephant ears. My grandkids love elephant ears, so I usually make that for them. I have to save some dough from the rolls to make their elephant ears. Okay, we're starting now. We have already put our yeast into water and it's rising, and it has been rising now for maybe like half hour. So, but first we're gonna cream our butters and sugars. Okay, I kind of tweaked this recipe a little bit. I took out the butter flavored Crisco and I'm using all butter. Okay, so that's 3/4 cup of butter. I'm gonna put it in my KitchenAid mixer now. I have to melt it a little bit. Three-fourths cup of butter, all in there. I like to get it all. Next, they ask for 3/4 cup of sugar. I should have had it all measured out, but and my 3/4 cup of sugar. Next, it calls for 3 eggs. I like hot, soapy dishwater whenever I'm cooking, baking. Should have got my apron because every time I work with flour, I get more flour on me than in the bowl. Okay. Okay, 3 eggs. 1. I like to do one at a time. Okay, well that's going. Getting my milk ready because it calls for 1 cup of scalded milk and 2 cups of cold water. So while we're waiting for the scalded water, for the scalded milk for the milk to boil a little. And I used to wonder about that scalded milk. They say that it's the skim that be on the top of it. When it boils, it starts developing that little thin skin or whatever. They said that's what they call scalded milk, but I don't know. I just boil it till I see the skim on the top and pour it in with the cold water mixture. Two cups of cold water. Let me get my large measuring cup. I can put all that in there. At the same time, that 2 cups of water and 1 cup of milk. for the 1 cup of milk. Okay. This recipe, you can have it in the refrigerator for 2 hours and then roll it out and make your rolls, or you can leave it overnight, even a couple days. I did it for a couple days one time, but not longer than that. Once you start adding the flour, it's going to become thick, too thick for the mixer to mix. So you just take a big spoon and stir it up in there and wet it down. Not wet it down, but mix the flour in with the wetness and mix it as long as you can. It will get real stiff. Milk is almost ready. 1 cup of scalded milk and 2 cups of cold water. That's it boiling. And here's my yeast rising. Pouring our scalded milk and 2 cups of cold water into the mixture. The yeast mixture. See how thick that got? That's 4½ teaspoons of Fleischmann's active dry yeast with 1/2 cup of water to it. They say 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I don't usually do this part because I got butter in there and the butter has salt in it. I don't like too much salt. So now I'm going to start adding my flour. It's 7½ cups of flour. That's a good way of doing it. There's I got flour all on the counter. Turn it up a little bit. Two. Yep, there it goes, getting flour on me. say 6? I don't know. I'm gonna put 1 more cup. And then I'm going to just stir it in because I have to put more in when not too fast. Never been this messy. Maybe it's because I'm trying to do a video. Okay, now mix it around. Clean the sides. I'm going to add 1 more cup and stir it in. Myself is the beater. Add 1 more cup. And stir it in as much as I can. My mom used to make rolls and she'd have her hands all in it. But I like the spatula. miss my mom. All of you who have a mother living now, you should appreciate her and do what you can for her and love her unconditionally. So, I have to rinse off my stuff. I don't like to put a lot of junk in my dishwater, because then you have to make it over again because of the junk that's in it. Nope. Rinse off everything. So, now we're going to wet a dish towel, soaking wet. And we're going to place that dish towel over our bowl and place it in the refrigerator. And then when I come back, we'll be rolling out the dough and putting the rolls in a pan to rise. Here we are back to roll out our dough. As you can see, the dough was coming out the bowl. It was rising for real. Okay, we're going to roll it out. We taped some parchment paper together and made us a little mat here. To roll our dough out on. Ooh, it's nice and doughy. We have our pans all greased and ready. I'm gonna also take out some dough for my babies for elephant ears. It didn't want to come out. It's cold and in the fridge overnight. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute because it's so cold. Okay, we are back and ready to roll. Okay, I'm going to cut this in half. Well, maybe not in half, but enough for my elephant ears for my babies for later today. Okay, my paper is coming apart. The tape didn't work. Move that out the way. I have a mat, but I don't know where it is. But I'm gonna roll with it. You can also make cinnamon rolls with this dough. See the bubbles in the dough? That's the yeast popping up. Air conditioner is on, and that's like pushing my paper up, blowing my paper up rather. I'm gonna start putting them in this pan. Cut putting it in the pan. I hope I have enough for, I want to do some clover leaf. Clover. I'll just use a cup to put them in like biscuits. But they're gonna rise. This is early Monday morning, about 5:40 a.m. Everybody's asleep except me and Liddy the cat. And as I fill a pan, I'm gonna go in the kitchen and place them on the stove. I put the temperature up to 400 so that they can rise. And these will probably rise fast. Okay, I'm gonna take this pan to the kitchen. Just another pan. I have to call the neighbors so they can come get some because these will not be all eaten. And I don't want them to go to waste. I only made these for the video. Okay, you want a stick? I don't think I've used this small cup before, so. Okay, don't like that's gonna happen. Just make the two pans. cloverleaf rose. To get another pan, shall return. For the rest of the dough, I think I'm going to roll them in balls. Put them in the bottom of the pan. And just cut with a knife. And roll them in a ball. Place them in the pan. One almost got away. It's so quiet. Pretty soon the kids will be getting up, getting ready for school. This is going to be cute. Yeah, people are starting to get up. I can hear some movement. That fell in the bowl. It was ready. that was perfect. The little dough that was left, roll it into balls and put it in a small pan. And it filled up the pan. Alrighty then, we're going to clean up this mess and we'll get back with you.